So that means this old 1960s version of sideband radio is still be able to be used today. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more here. It's kind of cool. You know, I live in Seattle. It's a long way from most of you folks. CB's not that popular up here. You know, we got a lot of outdoor activities to do, and the heyday is over, obviously, right? But we got a couple sideband nets here. We got a channel 40 sideband net. Everybody gets together on Saturday nights and talks on channel 40, checks in, gets the call letters out. That's kind of cool. And then on channel 16, we got this channel 16 sideband net for old 23 channel only radios. So you have to have a 23 channel radio to get on there, and then you call in on that. Obviously, that one doesn't have as many users on it. I kind of asked them, now, hey, does this count as a 23 channel radio? It was billed as one. I think I got a thumbs up on it, but it is kind of a cheat, right? Anyway, it's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do here, show you what I got in front of me. It's a real channel 16 sideband radio, 23 channel from like 1965. Now we're going to show you the top. We're going to do a turn on. It's a little scratched up. Yeah, it's been around a real long time, just about as long as I have been on this world. But here we go. What do you think of this thing? Got a little bit of reflection there, but maybe that's a good angle. This is a Lafayette. You guys remember Lafayette? They were like a Radio Shack back in the day. Little retail store. You'd go buy walkie-talkies, CBs, ham stuff. Yeah, we had one here in Seattle. This is a towel stack. Remember that SSB 140 I did? Well, this is like the 25, the original. But really kind of cool styling. I like that dual meter. Pretty straightforward design. You know, kind of like this guy up here was. So, thing is, the performance on these old radios, these guys, pretty tough. Pretty tough to ask for good sensitivity, RF, forward swing, all that stuff that it's almost you have to have, you know. But back in 1965, you were lucky to have this radio. These things cost like, you know, $600 back then. $3,000 just for a CB radio. I'll check this one out though. See? It's got this mount here. Because this was a mobile radio, right? Or mobile rig from 1965. Yeah, do you remember the dashboards from 1965? And I think this thing would fit just fine. Okay, so this guy pulled out of the box. We're going to do a turn on here with you. What do you think? Let's check this out. Look at that power cord. That doesn't look like it's from 1965, but when you look at this end, you go, oh yeah. A tube socket for a power cord. Oh, and they're all wired a little different. We hated these. Yeah, you got to put some kind of marking on there. What radio is what? Because, yeah, that could be AC, DC, or who knows for what radio. It'd blow it up if you put the wrong one in. So let's hope this one works. Let's go back here to the back of the radio. Yep, there's that tube socket sticking out of the radio. because you see you could use a DC plug. It would plug in here too. They had a little vibrator circuit here that would change the DC voltage up to what this thing needed. Okay, it seems to fit. And we're going to plug it in over here on our Variac. See if I can do that one-handed. Sure. And we're going to start it off really low. See what happens here. Let's get this microphone going. Now these guys had crystal element high impedance microphones, if I understand it right. And look at this plug. It kind of looks like a tube socket too, doesn't it? Yeah, that's high tech back in 1965. Okay, let's see what we got here. Volume and a power. Okay. Turn that up. Yeah, just turn some power on here and get some voltage going. We're going to use that Variac to slowly raise this just because it's such an old radio. Now, when I got this, the guy said it was recapped. And it's working good. And you know, doesn't mean it doesn't have any issues, I'm sure. So we'll figure this out together. Alright, let's turn this voltage up a bit. I see some lights glowing a little bit, a little audio coming out. I got it hooked up to my SIG gen. Oh yeah, that's good and loud too, huh? Nice. Let's turn her up to where it needs to be. And you hear that change frequency a little bit, huh? Okay. That's about 110 volts right there. Let's take a look at what we got. So that's now what this was told is this is a 23 channel radio, but channel 4, I should say 1 through 4 is channel 36 through 40. So that's actual channel 40. So you see that's channel 4. So cool. We got something, right? There's the AM, that was sideband we were listening to. Alright. So far so good. That should be 9S units. It's a little low, but yeah, there's one S, that's 1 microvolt. Kind of lost it there, but you know, that's what these things, they're not the best, right? Okay. Well, let's see what it does for transmitting. Got some AM here, right? Let's check it out. 404, pretty close. Let's see what kind of power we got here. That's just over 3 watts. Let's give it some audio. Audio, check, 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 check. Audio, okay. Audio's a little weak. Check, 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 but I see a little backwards mod. It's definitely moving. Let's try sideband. Check, check, audio, audio. Oh yeah, it's got some swing there. Alright, I hear some 0 beat there. Okay, what do you know? Looks like we got a 0 beat. These guys back in the old days, the clarifiers were unlocked. They weren't like they were. See that? That's the stock. There's my 0 beat. It's pretty much straight up. So yeah, somebody went through here, replaced the lights. Got this, they said they replaced some caps. And I'm hearing a little something in the audio there. Maybe there's some more work needing to be done. Let's take a look here. Turn the volume down. Hear that? But there's a lot of hiss with the volume all the way down, and it's not just a constant hiss either. There's the audio coming in, but here's the background noise, and it's kind of scratchy and making some funny noises, so it sounds like there's still a capacitor or two maybe leaking in there somewhere in that audio channel. And let's see, it's gonna, yeah, it does it on all modes. So it's probably at the amplifier to the speaker. Okay, but we can deal with that. Alright. Well, here's the ode to the past, right? These are old school even for me. So hey, the Lafayette's. Yeah, I remember as a kid going in there looking at all their shiny cool stuff, dreaming I could have that on my paper route money. No way. Could never afford these things. It's real cool that we still have a channel 16 net here in Seattle to talk lower sideband on 23 channel radios. That helps keep the hobby alive because people find these 23 channels, work on them, get them back up to spec, get them talking on the air. Yeah, they might not be the best, but actually some of them are really good, right? Right before they switched to 40, those CBs were really pretty good. So, alright, that's about it for this video. I might throw some slides on the end here and show you what the inside looks like, or we'll see. I'm not going to be working on this right away. And I wanted to give a shout out to a few folks. It's BCO Radio saying thank you. Some of our super fans. You know, that last video kind of ended abruptly, right? Yeah, it was kind of on a downer note. So, gonna give a shout out to James. Hey James, how you doing? Thank you. So, he's my #1 fan for my Frankenstein radios. Yeah, when I build a Frankenstein radio, he's all over them. So he heard that story about my Cobra 2000. And he sent me a message, says, hey, I just happen to have an extra one. It's yours if you want it. And I'm like, really? Wow. There was no way of fixing that last Cobra with that kind of damage. So I gotta say, that's pretty cool. And another guy I yacked out for the UK. That's pretty cool. BCO Radios is getting around the world on these videos, right? Nice. Yeah. Well, it's not all about me. It's about you guys, okay? So, thanks. Yeah, the UK. I got a couple questions for you. Yeah, one of my Frankenstein radios is a Grandmaster? Big old black radio from the UK, FM only. Has this huge, big old clarifier knob that looks like the size of this channel changer. But it's FM. I didn't see those radios in the States, so I'm like, why do they have a big old clarifier on FM? Do you guys, does that work? Scratching my head. Okay. 73, this is Bruce, BCO Radios. Gotta keep these old radios alive and pumping them out, right? They're the best.